with marketing image, personal project. Just want to shout out quickly these guys, Viz people. This is where I got the 3D model from. Bought it off CG Trader. Like I said, the focus on this episode or this video is going to be about creating a photorealistic environment, a marketing image, not so much the 3D modeling. So I went and got a car 3D model to do the project with. This was perfect because it's an unbranded car, so copyright free, and if you want to go and buy this exact model, this is a place to go to, CG Trader. Give these guys your support because it is a very good model. Very attractive car too as well in my opinion. But also you could follow this tutorial with a different car model, a free one. If you go into CG Trader and just type in car, there's plenty of more. You can model the car yourself if you want to challenge yourself in that way, in a 3D modeling perspective. Now, some of them aren't going to be great, but some of them are very good as well. So you just look out for the good ones. You know, this one looks pretty good. Porsche could have used this one in this video, but I wanted to go for this unbranded one because I was literally going to get a free Porsche one, but then like a reference, but I saw that unbranded German one, unbranded German sports car one. I had to go with that, so just because it looks so cool. But either way, yeah, you can just get a free one. Make sure it's a good quality one though. So something like that looks high quality. Let's have a look. This Aston Martin one looks really nice. This one looks quite good too. That one looks okay. I've used that one before. That one is good. That one, maybe if you change the materials and obviously the lighting might be a bit better. So yeah, just grab one of those and you can follow along with the tutorial. All I've done is literally just place the model in the scene because I wanted to make sure that it worked. And check the scale of it and things. That's all I've done. I have accidentally left in the reference for the scale, which I used some character. And now it's just absolutely tearing up my outliner. Okay. So first thing I'm probably going to say is the video is going to be for our company banner. I mean, I might not use it for a banner, but I wanted something a bit different to go on this banner front page. So I want to copy roughly the ratio. So we're not going to be copying the ratio of the reference image. The reference image is just something that I saw. I think it came up, see from the screenshot, it came up on my YouTube, just as an ad for some competition or something to win the car. And I thought that's a nicely nice compositioned image. So I thought let's try recreate it in 3D and see what we can do that as a video. So it needs to be sort of this ratio because I'm kind of want to do it for a banner. So I'm not going to copy the ratio, which is more the vertical one. So first thing I'm going to do is add in a empty cube. So add in a cube and just scale it like that. Call it rig. So it's going to be our camera rig. Now quickly add into settings. So we're going to go EV, device GPU compute, denoising on, optics, and denoising on and optics as well. Color management will go down to keep on filmic and go medium high contrast for now. Might change to high contrast later on. Right, let's add a camera and then let's go for our default workflow here for product renders, which is like this. This one is going to be an image editor. This one is going to be shade editor. It's going to be a viewport, and this is going to be our camera. So let's take our camera, go into the outlier. I want to make sure this is a focused stream, not sort of dilly-dallying so much. I want to get through some of the work. I want to make sure that everything is constructive and educational. Let me just quickly go on Instagram actually and just say that we're live. automotive 3D render. Okay, alright, sorry about that. Okay, so let's attach it to there and parent object. So now our camera is parented to our rig. Now let's get our reference image straight away up. Make sure that we're constantly having that. It's a very good idea when copying, when doing any project. Make sure your reference images are on screen all the time, because sometimes you can just go into a flow where you're sort of looking, you're sort of working. I just want to make sure the audio is fine. You're sort of working away and you've not checked your reference images for ages, and then you start to stray away from them. Definitely don't want to do that. Okay, so let's look at our reference images. Let's make it, we can stick it to 50 for now. Usually, obviously, I go quite high. If you've watched a lot of my streams, I go high on the focal length. We're going to keep it 50 for now. See how that looks. So I'm going to copy the angle. So I'm going to scale it like that. I'm going to zoom out, and then we're going to have a quick look at our resolution. So I'm going to change this to 5,000, and then just scale that up like that. And then let's go out. I want to be quite close to the floor, so let's make a ground plane quick. So we're going to make a ground plane here. Let's call it ground. Scale it up. And we want to be on the ground, because that matches the camera angle nicely. Then we can scale this. If you actually take the camera and go Shift Y, we can just move it up a bit. And I want a bit of space on the sky so that I can put text above, like that. I'd say that's pretty much what we're going to go for in terms of composition. Now we might probably going to change it as we go along, but my cats are fighting and we're going to move them while you can see him in the back. While I stream, that's going to be distracting. No, wasn't because I was out of the room. It's because I didn't press the unmute button. I don't know why. I pressed it, I swear. I guess I just pressed it hard enough. Okay, so I basically added another plane here at the back. This is going to be our foliage, and this is going to be our. Okay, so I basically added another plane here. This is going to be our road. I'm going to do the HDRI now. So using easy HDRI add-on for Blender, I'm going to go in, find our HDRI folder. We might need to get some new HDRIs. So, but let's see anyway. So create world nodes. Now, what I wanted to do with this image is I wanted to get the general vibe of this image, this reference image, but I actually wanted to improve it a bit. I wanted a bit more in the sky, maybe, you know, with the wider angle, maybe make it a bit more aesthetic. So I wanted to basically copy the angle, but do something a little bit different. Now, this is a very good start. I actually like the mountains background. It's kind of what I was basically looking for anyway. One thing we need to be wary of though is we're going to add, like I said, we're going to add foliage in the background, but we don't want to be able to see too far over. Same with the let's position our HDRI a bit better. Use something like this. This does work actually, which is quite useful. The sun strength up goes absolutely crazy with this, so we'll just leave that off. We can add in our own sun if we need to. So looking at our reference image, I want to replicate it. So I'm gonna have a road texture, but then I'm gonna have in the middle. So look at like this. So let's search for a road texture. Let's try that. Hello. Hello everyone, I hope everyone's doing really well. Let me just move this so I can see what's going on. There we go. Hope everyone is doing very, very well today. Let's take a look at our material. Got no water. Okay, as you can see, way too big. I'm gonna select it, UV unwrap. We're gonna select all these, mark seam, Control A scale, and then select it again. Change this one to UV editor quick, and just scale up like this. Actually, we want to go into there quickly and just plug in UV to vector instead. Let that compile quickly. Give it a sec. Now I'm not feeling this one. Let's go for a different one. Could maybe try this one. Looks quite realistic. Okay, completely different vibe there. I think I like it, the texture more though, but if I just go into here, add a hue and saturation node, drop the value to 0.5, maybe actually 0.1-ish. That definitely creates more of a vibe that we were looking for. That is looking good for me. One thing I want to do quickly, change the car. Let's go into our camera. If you want to go down to here, viewport display, and turn that up to 1. We can then get a better view of our camera from here. I'm gonna go down a bit. Can't go any further apparently. I'm sure we can. There we go. Then you really get that ground view then. And then that's looking really nice. Let's play around with the. I guess we can play around with the lines. So if we scale that up a bit more, it's looking a bit. If you zoom in on a car, there it would be a bit more like that. Maybe I'll do a few different renders as well, a few close-ups and things just for a bit of fun, depending on how quickly this stream goes. If I get to the result too quickly, I might do some different angles. One thing I have to say is I love the design of the back of this car so much, so I might actually just spin the car around and do like a back shot of it, because it's really nice. So I probably will tinker with the paint on the car a little bit. Maybe make it a slightly different shade of grey and things, but we've got a long way to go still. So let's go on wide actually, and I want to increase this again, the height of this, maybe even a little bit more than that. We'll stay there to show the material of the car paint for sure. Like I said at the start, I didn't actually make this. 3D model. I attached the I showed everyone at the start. This is what they've done. Let me get the actual paint. There it is. So it looks like they've used just the normal color node, and then they've gone and attached with the normal map, flakes normal. Let's have a look. So these are the things they used. 22 flakes. Go, so it's just like texture there, like a granite texture on the normal, give it a little bit more realism. If you zoom in, you can slightly see that, which is very nice effect. And then they've got the metallic up to 0.5. Realistically, I think that might look better a bit higher, something like that. I'm personally going to turn the roughness down a little bit. The clear coat working. Sometimes you might want to turn it up higher than 1. Sometimes 1 just doesn't do enough, so turn it up a bit. Go crazy. I'll just go 2. Probably turn the lights off or change the lights. The glass is actually nice. I've done a good job on the glass. I might make the wheels a little bit brighter. Probably change around with the materials a little bit, but in general they've done a really good job. Probably very easy to find basically this. Where have we gone? This granite-like flakes normal map. Just Google it. Hello. You can copy the link of your live in Facebook groups at Blender 2D Artists. You'll get some good views. Good idea. Thank you for that. That's something that I definitely don't do enough for sure. I have only really just started consistently posting on here, so I posted for a while, but always all over the place. So I will definitely do that. Probably pop it in there after this stream, and then next time when I start the next stream, I'll pop it in there straight away. Thanks. Appreciate that. Right. I'm gonna add in the paint. Just deciding which way to do this. Let's see if they've got anything for us. It's going to be complete. I've never done this before, so this is a bit of an experiment out here, but I might try. I'm just subdividing the plane. Do I need to like, I can draw it in thingy mode. I draw it in, screen's frozen. Let's see. Are we gonna crash? Probably. No, we didn't crash. Nothing happened though. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea how to paint on. I have no idea how to paint on textures. I never do it. Never do it. What I'll do instead. Select the plane, go like this. I'll learn how to do that though. It's probably going to be extremely useful in such scenarios like that. Like this. Go paint. Like that. Then what I'm going to do is go like this. And then I will turn the alpha down. Transmission. Another one, move it across. And from here, what I'm going to do is I will shrink wrap this. Okay, so I'm toying with, doing some displacement. It's obviously not there yet. Toying with using displacement on our gravel, and then shrink wrapping the line to the gravel so that it sort of moves with the bump, so it looks more realistic like that. So let me take a look. I can't remember where the setting is. There we go. Okay, so it's gonna look crazy. Bring that back down. Subdivide again, maybe? feel dumb. Let's unsubdivide. Too much. Apply the scale. There we go. Got there in the end. Just had to make sure that our height map was actually on our computer, like saved locally. Okay, so let's go down a bit, chill it out. I will subdivide again, save first, it might crash. Let's see. No, we're good. I think we're good. Right, and then I shrink wrap to this. Where's the shrink wrap? There it is. Shrink wrap's not worked. Ah, I think I know why. Hang on, I pressed tab on the wrong thing. The headlights. Sorry, I forgot to show the headlight material. I assume it's just going to be like an emission. One sec. Let's go in and have a look. This is the headlights. Framework. It's just emission. Plus 10. Completely white. Okay, so I need to subdivide this a bunch of times. Edge, subdivide, edge, subdivide. Let me just go on project. Really wish I knew how to texture paint right now. Okay, we can leave it like that. If I Okay. All right. Let's have a look at the foliage. Okay, so don't want all of the foliage to go too far because then it's just going to be crazy. So let's separate this. Let's make a scatter. So right now I'm using the scatter add-on. So it's a Blender add-on which is super useful for scattering foliage and things. Then what we're gonna do is we'll go in there, go on to Biomes Manager. I've got the standard version. Okay, let's plot this in. So it should have added, yeah, cool. And then select this. Let's take a look at some of the options that we have here. Now this one looks pretty good because it's high, like our reference image, which I need to get back up again. As you can see, here's our reference image. And if let's go back and select this one and scatter. Preset first, yeah, that's right. Let's go with cluster medium, or maybe simple medium scatter. Let's have a look. Okay. Okay, so if you take a look at this, pretty good. One thing I want to do is let's go into here. Now, generally, yep, as I expected, they've got very complicated materials, but it's fine. We can just go through and we go hue and saturation node, place it here, and we'll change the hue to what we want. Maybe about here, and the saturation up, and the value up. So it'll be like that, and then saturation up again. Let's just go down on that. Go back on the saturation like that. Okay, but what we need to do is get a mix of scattering. We don't want, you know, too much it to look too uniform, which it does right now. So to do that, I'm going to layer a few on there. So let me select our thingy and just apply the scale quickly. I'm going to drop that down to 12 in the emissions and then redraw it. Okay, so there's slightly less. Actually, we'll go down to 8 and redraw it again. Okay. Should we even go less than that? We can go 4. Yeah, we can do that. And then we'll go down to, we'll turn the random scale up. We like that. Let's actually go back to 5. Redraw. Random scale for sure, we want that up. Random rotation a bit, but not too much. Basically determining like wind. So we're going to do 25. Enable children. Too much. 1, 3. That's just sort of varying up the landscape a bit more. so it's a slightly more varied. So clumping up a bit. Let's go down to 2 again. So as you can see, this is our now what we want to do here is I'd actually quite like to select this and scale it up so it's a bit higher, like that. And then I'm going to mix in a few random other things as well. So we're going to scatter this. With that, we are going to change the material as well. What I'm actually going to do, I've just decided. So I'm going to do like, if you look at our reference image, we've got sort of the longer grass at the back. So that would be this one. And I'm going to scale up even more now. Okay, so your longer grass at the back, and then we're going to have another one. So we go into ground. Have another plane here. This one. Just going to sit on the front line, and it's going to be a mix of shorter grass. So let's apply the scale. Make it our new, like this a bit. Okay, and then we're going to select it. Like that. So now it's our new target. Now we'll select some lighter grass, something like that. And then we'll scatter on top. As you can see, because you can see the length is different, the color is different, you can see the effect that that's had. So from here, I'm going to go down, I'm going to randomize the scale a bit. We're going to do children, and we're going to render, do children, that's not good. Scale them down like that. Random scale. So the random scale all the way up. So we have some areas where it's sort of, you know, very little, and some areas where it's much larger. If we go into, was it this one we did? Scale up a bit. Scale this down a bit. Okay, and then from here, what I'm going to do is the same thing again. We're going to go into the material tab. We'll add a hue and saturation node into the last one there. Scale it down to 0.25. Saturation up, value up. As you can see, that's sort of what we wanted. Maybe more like 0.3. See what we did with the other one. We did 0.29. Okay, what I'd like to do here is in this one, actually in this one here, sorry, we're gonna add some of these flowers. So we're just gonna select them and press up, go up to the top and scatter. As you can see, they're sort of working their way in there now. What we can do from here, see the clover leaf section here, we can go to here. Is it this one? Or is it down there? I believe it's there. Let's change this look. Nope, that's the flower itself. We want the stem, we want to change the stems. There you go, stem. Then we can go down to a more yellow look. And with the clover leaf, we can also give it a more yellow look, like that. See the sort of sprinkled in there. Just notice that we've got like two varying different colors in our material, as you can see. So this one naturally is a bit more yellow anyway, so we can leave that one as is. And this one is another shade. I'll leave that like that. A third color here, which is the main grass. All sort of affecting each other, so some grass here. About this one. Got like a nice mix there of a few different types of colors. Let's go in and have a look here. Should we scale it to the right a bit? I think it was fine how it is. We're going to select our world. We can do this in easy HDRI. Here we are. So the HDRI I'm using is from, if you go to Polyhaven and HDRIs, and the one I'm using is, I believe it's called Alps Field 4K. That's the one I'm using. But if you change to a different one, you get a different effect. You know, so that one looks pretty cool. It completely changes the way the photo looks. So I'd highly recommend playing around with a lot to get the look that you're going for. This one gives me more of a UK vibe. I feel like we're in the UK here. Overcast sky. This one, yeah, different look. So to match the our reference, I'm going to turn up the sky strength, and I'm going to add a tint. This is a really nice feature of Easy HDRI that I like. So I'm going to add in a warm tint, So I'm going to head to here. Okay, and I'm going to turn the factor up. You can see the effect that it has on the image. So let's go more. Basically, there was too much. See, in the natural one, there's too much blue. So I'm sort of doing a bit of color grading inside. Yes, a bit of color grading inside. So changing the gamma changes that. Just go back to what we had before. Gives it a sort of sepia tone look, and it actually changes the way everything kind of looks in the image. So it's very nice. Let's turn our car a bit this way. Okay. Then let's scale up the sky. So we're really getting there in terms of copying the image now. If we give the car the same sort of paint as well, so if we go to car paint, take a look at this, more on the deeper dark side. This actually has a bit of a hue as well, pretty much in this direction. Very slight though. We can scale that, turn that down to 0.5, I'd say. Then I'm gonna add I'm gonna add a sun lamp in, so light sun, to get a bit more visual effect going on. So I take this, go like that, across. Again, this is gonna help the warm tones. Turn up to 5, and then what I want to do quickly is just see the effect that it's having on the image. Just going to turn the sky lamp off, turn the sun off, make sure we've got no light. Obviously, we've got some light coming from the headlights, which I might turn down, to be honest. So, as you can see, this is the effect that it's having on our scene. Got this light coming in from, as it looks like from our reference coming from this way. So I'm going to copy that down to 5, turn back up our skylight. And then if I turn this off and on, it's very subtle, but you can see it gives an overall light to the image. Turn it up, you can see the same sort of effect. We go down to 10 and up to 20. Now if you rotate this, it changed basically the angle of the sun. Feeling about this one right now. Basically how we had it to start. Now, one thing we're going to do now, if I go into camera, I'm going to do this inside Blender, because why not? We'll make it fully Blender. We'll add depth of field. From there, what we're going to do is choose our focus object as the car. Okay, as you can see, that's blurred out. The foreground means that the line doesn't matter so much. The line I created on the floor, that's why I wasn't too bothered too much by it. And then from here, what we can do is look at the f-stop. Basically, the lower number you turn there, changing the aperture of the camera. So we're going to get more blur. It's also going to blur the background, as you can see, because the main focus is the car. But if you go too far, as you can see, even the car's going to get blurred. So the standard is 2.8. I felt like that was working quite well. If you look at the background, I do want some blur there. So going on to 1, you can see adds more in like that. That's too much now. You're completely losing detail in terms of the gravel. So we're gonna, the default is pretty good, to be fair. I don't think I'm gonna stray too far away from that. Probably go up a bit though. So like here, maybe down 5-ish, so that our line is actually out of focus, but that's not. Now what I would like to do is I'm going to extend this out towards the car more. Okay, I'm going to use a little trick that I learned. So I'm going to subdivide this, subdivide, 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 subdivide. That's probably enough. We're going to go into scatter again. So go into scatter. And then from here, what we're going to do is we will go down to masks, create new mask, paint layer, and then paint, and then we'll increase the brush size. I'll just add areas where it's not basically that. Add influence. That sort of gives us a little bit more variance in the front here, including we'll add some there, there, and there. So the front is like completely flat in certain areas, like that. Okay. We'll go out of that in object mode. Struggling now to see where we can add more in Blender, and I'll probably go into a different software, go into Photoshop to sort of do some processing work. Select this. Maybe we'll do a vertical, horizontal line. Sorry. Just add a bit more to the image. If we add it nice and close like that. So see, it adds sort of frames. It sort of frames the car a little bit better there, like that. Now, just for fun, I'm gonna take the camera and do some different angles. So if we zoom, select this. So make sure you duplicate it, of course. Something like above would look good. If we zoom into the front, now for this, let's go 200. Okay. Then from here, if we spin everything, do something like that. So for close-up shots, you always want a higher. You always want a higher focal length. Always want a higher focal length. Make some fresh renders as well for fun. So something like this is kind of good. We'll try a bunch of different angles. Go back number 2, and we'll copy the same from before. Get that sort of angle. Scaling down like that. And with that, I'll probably change the I add one of these to the other side. Scale that down. Go into our easy HDRI. Spin this around like 90 degrees, 90 degrees again. Sorry, 180. And again. You might find something that you like. We haven't really. First one was kind of the best. Let's delete that. One's fine. Let's go into our material quick on the, so we go scatter. I think this is still our target, so that's fine. Environment manager, material. And we'll just add like a grass material there. I think I probably changed it on this one actually, didn't it? Did indeed. So let's change our target to here. And we can go to easy HDRI. No, sorry, scatter. Environment manager. We could try this one this time. Ground texture, we change it to UV. We scale it up like this. Same with this one. Ground texture, we'll change it to UV. UV unwrap and scale it up like that. And for this, you can delete it. Let's have a look at some different angles. So this is one of the ones I got. That one's kind of nice. So the back of the car is so nice. We could try a little front one. So this is looking nice, like this. This one we can maybe add more of these. Yo, thank you Angel for the subscribe, man, appreciate that a lot. So let's redraw this. No, wrong one. I need to change the let's go back. There we go. Okay. Thanks again, Anshul. Appreciate that. Okay, so let's go to 20. Redraw it again. Then you can see we can get some nicer, more realistic looking grass on there. And from there we can also go like this. Thinking of maybe like scan it in even more. Or do we prefer it out? That's the thing. Maybe something like have this one in. Have that one in, and then make another one. What I'd quite like is a top view. Oh, whoops, top. Try to go as much as possible before we sort of gets too far out. So let's go top. So go like this. Maybe we could try something like that. I don't know, man. Just trying different artistic things now at this point. All right, let's go back to our original. Maybe we'll make a render now of this. Maybe I should move it, yes, slightly to the right. What we'll do is like that and that. Get rid of all the cameras in the viewport. Go here, go viewport display, composition guide, centers and thirds, and just see how we're doing. See the composition is much better like that. Much prefer that one. Aha ha ha mango. How you doing, man? Hope everyone is doing fantastic. How long have I been doing this? Or how long? How long what? Should we render? How long do you think the render time is going to be? Ooh, I don't know, it might be quite long. Let's find out. Just thinking quickly on the camera side of things. If I actually just scale this up a bit. Actually, no, don't move the camera up because we want it close to the ground. Just camera go like this. Get more of the sky. Like that. So that I've got more space to write what I want to write on our website. Oh, whoops. Definitely not that. On our website banner like that. Right, let's render, shall we? Let's render the thing. Let's do it. Maybe, and then we'll probably do some post-production on it too. We might add some clouds, you know, some weather, something exciting. Let's see. What's going on? How long? I'm gonna take a guess and say that you mean how long have I been using Blender? 2 years. Or are you saying how long have I been doing this stream? An hour? 45 minutes, an hour? You study BL Blender? How long? 2 years. If that's what you mean. Yeah, 2 years. I'm a full-time artist. I own visualization and company in the UK. Don't panic though. You're 2 weeks in. Wow. Welcome to Blender. Hope everything's going well. What are you mostly interested in Blender? Is it photorealistic work, 3D animation, character creation, sculpting? What else? I guess 2D animation. Architectural visualization. Product design and visualization. What is your favorite thing to do? Why did you start learning Blender? I think this just crashed. I'm gonna reset it. I didn't realize I had all these out. It's stuck on 1%, so. Oh, hello, it's us. Alright, let's open this bad boy back up. We're back, everyone. We are back. Why do I keep thinking there's water in there? Might have to go get some water, everyone. Make sure you're hydrated. Alright, we don't need so many samples, not gonna lie. 1024 is more than enough. Looking at the camera, I may turn up the depth of field a little bit more, maybe down to 3.5. And then let's render again. I'm gonna go get water. Hopefully this will only take 5 minutes to render. Maybe less. Good. If the sampling value is set small, it will not crash. This is true. This is true. This is true. It's fine, it won't crash now. I'll be surprised if it crashes now. Or maybe it will, actually maybe. Not now, is it? I guess like a good part of it would be like the amount of foliage we've got in this scene and the fact that I'm streaming at the same time. What do you think? Our samples down, but I don't want to lose quality. You need to be careful with that. You don't want to lose quality. If you can find a way for it to render without turning samples and size, overall image size down, then that works out well. guess I'm confused because it's working fine in I guess one sec, let's take a look at, first of all, we probably don't need, actually that did make a difference. That did make a difference. It does make a difference. Is there a live broadcast? What do you mean by that? Guess I am streaming at the same time, so by the way, one thing that I've noticed on here, I want to have more variance in the scale. So children, there we go, that's better. Some changing in scale there. Also, to turn that down a little bit. There's a rendering block in the settings that can be adjusted smaller. What do you mean by this? What's it called? Our foliage is looking nasty now. I guess because the I think like maybe there's like too many now. Got motion blur on? No. Do you want the project file? Yeah, I can provide the project file. Let's see, let's take a look. Have we got more? If I go change the I can provide the project link at the end of the stream. I am listening. Actually, I'm not listening, I'm reading. Okay, so maybe we could do, let's do a region render down here quickly. And if we turn off depth of field, let's see if we're still getting this effect. Let me know it's depth of field. Appreciate that. I will give the project file after the stream is finished, because it's not complete yet. No, we're still. It's not the depth of field. We just got. There's this. There's too many. It's obviously overlaying too many at once, but in the viewport it's fine. I'm obviously displaying more in the viewport than I am in the render. More in the render than I am. When will it finish? Let's have a look. So as you can see on here, we need to, first of all, we need to change the viewport to there. Ah, there it is. Children amount to, yes, okay, we fixed it. Cool. Basically rendering more children than displaying, because this number's different. 100, we had a lot. Okay, we can render the whole thing again now. And it probably won't crash because we now have so many particles, hopefully. Let's see. Okay. Don't see why you should crash now, it should be fine. Well, I don't post, thanks for that, I appreciate it, but I don't post consistently enough. Probably need to improve thumbnails and things as well. Okay, we're getting there. We're rendering now, we're rendering. There we go, we're getting there. We are getting there. We're almost there. Hello. Big Tor Blue. Hello, may I know your P specs? Is the stream frozen, by the way? Shouldn't be. May I know your PC specs? Yes, my PC specs are. May I know your P specs? Is the stream frozen, by the way? Shouldn't be. I think the camera's freezing a bit because I'm rendering. The 3Ds, my specs are RTX 3070 Super, or is it just a 3070? Might just be a 37, I don't know. Yeah, no, there's no 37 Super, I don't know if that exists. So RTX 3070 or 37 Super. Ryzen 7 3900X, I want to say, something around that. 32 gigs of RAM. Hello, Daniel. Hello. Hope you're well. Hope you are very well. We're getting there. As you can see, the scene is coming along nicely. We've copied the reference image relatively well. Now this is straight out of Blender. We are going to do some Photoshop to make it a little bit more realistic. So let's see. Let's get Photoshop ready. Almost done. Almost there. See, we didn't really need the... I've just realized something. We've got no depth of field. No depth of field. Gonna add it in Photoshop. Yeah, I'm gonna add it in Photoshop anyway, so we could just do that. Let's see how it looks added in Photoshop. Might look better. Might look worse. If it looks worse, we'll have to re-render it. Let's see. Minute left now. Yeah, pretty nice, pretty beefy computer. Does the job for sure. Can't believe I left out the. Oh, I forgot to turn that fill back on. Damn it. That's so stupid. This render took. So it's going to take 10 minutes in total. Okay, we're denoising. Finished. Save. Let's make a render folder. Let's call it one render. Now I'm kind of annoyed I forgot to add in that field. It's probably going to stop now. I'll be surprised if it doesn't stop now. Probably gonna stop now. I'll be surprised if it doesn't stop now. Yeah, it stops now. It's because I was rendering. Let's whack some nice lights on. How's this battery already? Yeah, the thingy should have stopped by now. Okay, so let's have a look. Look, if I go add that fill back in, it was kind of just like around the edges, so we can just do that in Photoshop. What I'm going to do in Photoshop, I'll show you right now. Let's do it. We're going to improve, it's called Porsche because it was going to be a Porsche, but we're going to improve the image. So right click, convert to smart object, filter. First we'll add the depth of field. So fill blur, gallery, 0 blur on the car. Then we'll add one here, here, and here. Up a bit like that. We'll go turn the blur down on that. This one needs to be 0. This one can be about 8, 8, and 8. Now if we zoom out a little bit, can't. Right, I'd rather it affect just the road more. Than our thingy too much. Okay, save that. Add another fill blur. Let's actually take that away. Filter. Let's go convert for smart filters. Filter blur. I'm trying to do this without needing to re-render. I don't really fancy re-rendering, to be honest. How does that look? Not good. Turn it off. Blur, gallery, fill blur again. The problem with this though is that it's starting to blur the edges there when I don't want it to. Let me just show you what I do in Photoshop, because I'll do the whole process twice anyway. So here's what I do in Photoshop, and then I'm gonna re-render it and do it again off stream. Okay, so I would go camera raw filter, then I would select, probably go up on exposure, up on contrast, highlights up, shadows down, shadows down a little bit, lights up, blacks down. So just very subtle level changes. Vibrancy, let's go down a little bit. It takes away, gives it a little bit more of a cleaner look. Texture up, clarity up. Okay, giving it that really sort of post processing look. We go saturation down, vibrancy up a bit more. A little bit more of that cold look, I know, but looks good in my opinion. You go up on the temperature a little bit. Now, one thing you want to do, you go effects, grain, turn up the grain to 10. Helps with the photorealism. Then probably if we go back to basics, turn clarity down actually. Yeah, I want clarity up to there-ish. Add a vignette, 5% around the edges like that. Temperature warm, like our reference image. Let's check our reference. Lost our reference. Where's our reference? Here it is. So this is our reference image. Forget like that. Can I do that? No, I can't do that. I just have to quickly swap back and forth. So, we've got our reference image. So let's go up on the temperature, and let's go. Color mixer, blues, saturation up, aquas up too. That's changing the effect of that though. Just gonna blues up. Oranges as they are. Luminance. So luminance down the aqua. Saturation up on the aqua. Alright, down again. Looks weird with the sky. Basically trying to make the sky more blue. To do that, I might have to if I save that, it's looking good. I might have to do a select on here. It can be kind of rough, not gonna lie. Around the car. If I do a nice saturation. Let's turn up the levels again, actually. Okay, and then we can turn off in these sections. Go soft on the brush and then ease the saturation in along that line a bit more. You can see you're getting that saturation in the sky there. Similar to the reference image. Probably go back in here and go filter, camera filter again. And based on our reference image, I will take our color mixing, luminance on the orange, and scale that right up. See the effect that's having right there. It's generally just enhancing the image a lot. Bring a yellow, enhance that too. Gives it that professional look for sure. And the sky is more blue. Probably add a little bit more grain, so another camera raw filter, a bit more grain in here. Really help with that photorealistic look. Like that. And voila, that's what I would probably do. Might tinker around with it a little bit more, but in general, I feel like I've done a decent job there in recreating our reference image. Again, my sky could probably be a little bit more blue. Maybe what we could do actually, just quickly now, if we go layer, make a blue layer, like a haze, over the top. So if we go like this, make more like that. All right. Actually, if we just go boom, 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 make it a nice blue. That maybe, and then up in the sky like that, and then just turn down the opacity a little bit. Make a layer mask, take it out of these, give it that sort of look like that, and as you can see, we've pretty well change it to linear burn, works quite well. Darker color also works very well as well. Sort of reduce the opacity a bit. Maybe we bring it back in a bit more around here. As you can see, that's done a decent job helping us get some sky back, some of that blue sky going like that. Probably go, I guess dark color kind of works better. Soft light, not enough. Hard light. has a nice effect, to be fair. Let's use hard light. Let's change the hue, create a clipping mask. Check the sky in here. That was before. That was after, so maybe we turn this down a bit. That effect's maybe too much. That's looking good in my mind. What I might want to do quickly, another camera raw filter. I might want to turn down the clarity a bit. A slightly more softer look. And to be honest, like if you wanted to keep a bit more of the white sky, you can maybe turn that down, just have it slightly increased there. Lovely. That's what I would do. Now you can play around with the sky a bit, like you could totally have this white again. I think really for the image it actually looks better, but to copy our reference image I'll probably do two versions, one with the sky like this and one with the sky like that, but I prefer that image to be honest, but that one copies our reference image better. So there you go, this is what I would do. I'm going to render it again with correct depth of field, and then I will post it as the thumbnail. I'll probably post it on my Instagram as well, which is Renderly UK, maybe LinkedIn probably as well actually. If you want to check that out, it's Liam, what is my LinkedIn name? I don't know, but we're Renderly on LinkedIn, so you can just search that up and find me. Anyway, thank you for everyone for tuning in to this stream. We had, I can't see the views in terms of how many people, unique people jumped in, but it's been pretty good, active chat today. So thanks everyone. I'll upload all the files and put the links in the description. Again, thank you for watching the video, the stream. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. Try this out. Maybe try to recreate the scene yourself or something similar with some cars and things. Cars are so fun to do 3D renders of. They're very popular. If you're doing 3D renders, it's almost like architectural stuff, and car stuff is just the most popular topics because you can just make really cool images. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. Hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the day, and take care.